How to avoid fantasy football busts after injury. In the world of fantasy football, injuries can turn a promising season into a frustrating one. Knowing how to navigate post-injury performance is essential for your team's success. Let's break down how to avoid those fantasy football busts after a player returns from injury. First, keep in mind that a player's role may shift after they come back. An injury can impact their speed, agility, and how often they are used in the game. Stay updated with injury reports throughout the week. A player's status can change from questionable to probable or even out, which can affect their playing time and fantasy value. Next, consider the type of injury. For instance, injuries like anterior cruciate ligament tears or nerve-related issues often requiring longer recovery times. These injuries can lead to reduced performance or a higher chance of re-injury. Familiarize yourself with the typical recovery timelines and how these injuries affect the skills specific to the player's position. Once a player returns, monitor their workload and snap counts. Players who are gradually eased back into action with limited snaps may not produce high fantasy points right away. On the other hand, if a player quickly resumes a full workload, they are more likely to return to their pre-injury form. Adopting a proactive injury management strategy is also key. Maintain a flexible roster with backup players ready to step in if the injured player struggles or re-injures themselves. Utilize the waiver wire to find emerging players who might benefit from the injured player's absence or reduced role. Analyze how the team dynamics shift after an injury. Sometimes, a player's absence creates opportunities for teammates, leading to changes in target shares or carries. Understanding these dynamics allows you to adjust your lineup to maximize points from the entire offense or defense. Lastly, do not rush a player back into your starting lineup based solely on their name or past performance. Assess their current health, review recent game footage, and check expert updates on their recovery progress. Weigh the risks of starting a player with lingering injury concerns against safer alternatives. To avoid busts after injury in fantasy football, continuously monitor injury updates, evaluate recovery and workload, maintain roster flexibility, and adjust your lineup based on evolving team roles and player health. This approach helps minimize the risk of investing in players who may underperform due to lingering effects of their injury.